Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope you guys had a great week, and the reason that I'm smiling is because, as I just mentioned in the live chat room, my computer just froze, and it was at the point at which I was getting the final picture into the software, and it was my Final Cut Pro 10 program that was unfortunately frozen, and that was affecting everything else. So I managed to force quit that, and we are pretty much on time with the live stream, maybe about 30 seconds late. So we did get away with that, and we are seemingly live, so we definitely got away with it. Let's see what happens in the future. Hopefully my computer won't freeze and this live stream will go through fine. So let me get you guys up on screen to begin with. Thank you everybody for joining me so early on and for joining in with the live chat room about 45 minutes ago. I do tend to jump in just to say hi, and then I have to organize everything for the live stream, which takes about 45 minutes, if a little bit longer, so I don't get a lot of time to message in there. But hello everyone, let's have a little look into the live chat room, because we have Annie in there, and Lynn and John, Susan and Dennis are in their house, Marge, Pleasant Valley Picker, California as well, Teacher Man 1955, Joan and Ginger Duran, Linda as well, Jennifer, Carla, James, and King Nero's in there as well, and Ian's in the house. Hello Ian, and thank you to the moderators for tonight. Laurie has just gone through there as well, Carla's in there, and I'm not sure whether Neil has popped through yet, but thank you guys so much for moderating the live streams and doing such a great job. So let's get the names of my patrons up on screen as well, because they make everything possible on this channel, so a massive thank you to them. You know who you are, and they also do pop up in these live chat room conversations, also the super chat, as well as having their names going along the bottom of the screen. So thank you guys so much for your support, for making everything possible on this channel and with my music and everything. So a massive thank you all around, and I'm not sure how many likes we're going to aim for tonight. I think I put in the description 250. Maybe we can get somewhere near that, I do not know. I think last time we did manage to get past 250 likes by quite a distance, but I don't want to just tempt fate. Maybe nobody will like it, but it looks like we've already had 73 likes, and that is something that I didn't have time to set up, this live likes thing that we have on screen. I might actually be able to do it live. I'll tell you what, I'll do it during the first video rather than totally messing up the screen trying to do it on the fly while everything else is going on. But thank you everyone for joining me tonight. If you are new to the live streams, just say hello to everybody in the live chat room and introduce yourself, because we have a great community here of live streamers who also get involved, and head over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters page over on Facebook, and that's where Vince hosts the after party, so you guys can head over there as well if you want to continue the conversation. But we will get into the super chat, because we had a few donations before we even went live, so thank you guys so much for this. And first of all, it looks like I want to make sure that I don't miss any, but Mary has donated $5. Thank you so much for that, Mary. And the message is, hi Phil, can you tell us about your Pegasus art and logos? Was it an artist? Did you have input? So the very first design was ages ago, and that is the Pegasus standing on its hind legs, and it's got flames as wings, whereas the newer designed logo is a friend that I played football with, who's a very good artist. Actually, he's a friend of my dad's, and they play football together, and obviously I used to play quite a lot of football as well, so I'd occasionally join in on a Sunday with the football matches. But he's a fantastic artist, and he just came up with this on on the idea, or being given the idea, of just a Pegasus, and that's what he came up with. So we thought, yep, that'll do, and got it straight onto the computer, and then I made it into a logo from the drawing. And that's a bit of a complicated process, but I got there in the end. And it's all about vector images and all that kind of stuff if you know about logos. But fortunately I did manage to get that, and the main Wings of Pegasus logo, just the words, that is still the original design that probably happened about 10 years ago. I think the guy who did the original font and the original logo, just the words, doesn't do it anymore, unfortunately. So that is just what I've kept it as, and I think that's fine. I haven't had any complaints about the logo, so I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But thank you so much for that donation, Mary, and I think we've had a few more coming in. Thank you guys so much for this. Sue has donated $4, and it's the guy with his mug that looks like it's filled with summer fruits squash. And I've got orange squash in my mug. That's another thing, I almost forgot that. But thankfully, the important part, the orange squash, I did nail before we came online. And that has been nailed down. The orange squash is on the go. So thank you for that, Sue. And Nora101 has donated $10. Thank you for that. The message is, hi Phil, your album flows really well from song to song. How did you decide on which order to put the songs? And thank you for that question. I think I just sat down and tried to get a good flow. And I think when you have a ballad or something that's a slower tempo, you then want to jump into something that's a bit more up tempo, and then maybe a medium tempo after that, maybe a ballad if you've got another one after that. So I always try to get a bit of a flow into the album so that you can listen to it from beginning to end and there aren't any boring parts of it. I hope that the whole journey is an album, or the whole album is a journey in itself. And my brain is up to it early on tonight, moving words around in my sentences. But thank you so much for that, Sue. And Nora, and also Deborah has donated underneath this as well. And Deborah has donated $10. Thank you for that, Deborah. The message is, perhaps I can't detect, but I never notice your utilization of vocal fry in your covers or originals. Do you employ that technique or saving your vocal cords? So thank you for that, Deborah. I think vocal fry is one of those techniques that I don't really go to, because I don't have many songs that require that, or at least I think if I was trying to do it, I would be doing it because I'd be trying to do a vocal technique of vocal fry rather than letting it happen naturally. And I'm one of these people that I think sometimes it will just happen by itself because of the nature of the delivery of the song that you're singing, and trying to do it thinking before doing it sometimes doesn't work, or it'll just come across as contrived because you have thought about it trying to do vocal fry in a particular phrase before you start singing it. So it is something that I probably just don't do. It's part of my vocal stylization or my unique vocal delivery that vocal fry isn't one of those techniques that I go to a lot. It is something that I try and use when training and practicing in order to make notes easier to sing and to sing notes with the minimum amount of air. Because if you can go from vocal fry into a note, then that note is then the most efficient way that you can make that note with your vocal cords, and it'll be really quiet. So if you can make a really quiet sound with your voice all the way through your range from top to bottom, then that's pretty much where you want to be, and that's what I use vocal fry for, to try and achieve that, which I haven't achieved yet, but I will keep on practicing in order to work my vocal fry into very quiet, clean notes all the way through my range. But thank you for that, Deborah. And Fred has donated $10. Thank you for that, Fred. And the message is, hello, everybody. So everybody say hello to Fred in the live chat room. And Lucy has donated $19.99 as well. Thank you for that, Lucy. The message is for the usual, which is the Cross the Pond Fund and Philfest and all the other names that we've got for that so far. And the message continues, howdy Phil, fellow wingers and new wingers, don't forget to spike the likes with a thumbs up. Please take care with some rock horns, heart and peace. So great idea there from Lucy to try and spike the likes. If you do get a chance to hit that thumbs up, it would be massively appreciated. And we will get into the first video soon, because then I can sort out the likes on screen so you guys can see how we're getting on. But Tim has donated $2 as well, and the message is, it's Saturday. So thank you for that, Tim. And we did make it to the weekend again, which is always great news. and we've just got to try and make the weekends last longer, and then it'll be all good. But thank you for that, Tim. And Leanne has donated $2. Thank you for that, Leanne. And the message is, do you enjoy teaching? Do you still teach? With a smiley face, and then something else after that I can't see. And whenever I can't see it, it's probably a staff or music notation, but it's black on black and I can't see it, unfortunately. But thank you for that, Leanne. And I do enjoy teaching. At the moment, with COVID and everything, I'm not teaching, and I don't think the teaching, especially guitar, when you're quite close to somebody, is going to pick up soon. And it might even be the case now that I have to look at my teaching, because just the amount of hours that I spend doing everything here and setting up the live stream, doing a new video every night and answering all the emails, comments. And I think since I stopped teaching, I've got an extra, I think, 20,000 subscribers. So that is a lot more messages. So at the moment, it's pretty much a full-time job and after time for the whole of your life and whole of your day, doing all of the messages and answering everything, because I do everything myself. So I'll have to just have a look at my teaching and see what I can realistically do in the future, considering the amount of time that I'm spending on YouTube and interacting with everyone, which is what I enjoy doing as well. So we will see what happens, but thank you for that, Leanne. And just before I go on, I want to mention about Emily Ann, who did email me, and I think it was a couple of weeks ago now, and it was about just saying a big hello to her dad, Patrick, and it was actually for a Father's Day wish, but unfortunately the email got lost in all the other emails, so apologies for that. So I did miss that shout out a couple of weeks ago, but a big hello to Patrick, and he's the Cranky Yankee, I think, on YouTube. So I hope you did have a great Father's Day, and thank you, Emily Ann, as well, for messaging me and letting me know about Patrick. But we will be moving on to the first video of the night on this live stream, and this was requested over on Patreon. Again, thank you guys for answering my requests, or my request for requests. I always get a little bit confused when I'm addressing the requests, but thank you guys for these. It always helps me to play videos on these live streams. We're going to be getting into the first one. This was requested by Kevin over on Patreon, and it's the video version of it featuring my sister of Don't Cry, and this is one of my songs from my album called Persistence. I hope you guys enjoy this one, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
Go around thinking of her.
And there we have it. That was my song called Don't Cry from my album called Persistence, which you can get over at wingsofpegasus.com and put a /store on that. If you want to go straight to the store, you'll see the heading on the website if you want to get to the store section. And just mentioning that, this might be a good time to throw in a couple of pictures that I have picked up from the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. And hopefully this has worked, because everything froze when I was trying to upload the final pictures to the software before we went live. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we are going to see Renee on screen. And 3, 2, 1, here we go. Great. So there is Renee with her mask and also a Wings of Pegasus album. And it looks like that is a signed one with my little message on there as well. So thank you for buying that, Renee. And thank you as well for wearing the mask. Also, having just mentioned the mask, that is something that you can now get on Teespring, a Wings of Pegasus mask. And I might be able to get this on screen. Hopefully it did load up. This might actually fill up the whole screen. So brace yourselves for a full screen Wings of Pegasus mask. Let's see. And it hasn't gone full screen. I'm still in the background here, but it's just right in front of my face. So never mind. But that is the Wings of Pegasus mask that you can now get at Teespring. And if you go to teespring.com and just type in Wings of Pegasus, then you'll see the t-shirts and everything else and the mask as well. In fact, if you click on anything in the tray underneath this video, it should take you straight to the Teespring site. And then once you're on that site, just search Wings of Pegasus in the search box and you'll be able to find the mask and also the mug. Let's have a plug of the mug and a spike of the likes, because it's almost 20 minutes past midnight here in the UK, a great time to spike the likes. And what are we up to? 158 by the looks of it. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. And if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, then go for it. Now is a good a time as any. So we are going to get the super chat window up on screen again, because we've had some action in there. And I'm going to have to scroll up a little bit just to make sure that I don't miss anybody in here. But thank you guys so much for these donations. And Franco has donated $5. Thank you for that, Franco. The message is when the pups open find, you deserve a fun break with, is that a butterfly or something? So thank you so much for that, Franco, and for that donation. And Ian has donated $50, and Ian's in the house again tonight. So thank you so much for that donation, Ian. The message is, for getting to 142,000 subs. And sorry, I have not been around for a while with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Ian. And it's no problem, as long as you are around now, then that's all that matters. It is just a crazy time at the moment all over the world, so I think we're all busy dealing with lots of different things at once. But great to see you tonight, Ian, and thank you for joining me. Also, guys, if you want to see Ian's version of Don't Cry, you can find that on his YouTube channel, and you can just head over there and check that out. But thank you, Ian, so much for that donation. And Linda has donated $5. Thank you for that, Linda. The message is, hi Phil, would you rather keep your current sleep schedule or hibernate for 3 months and have 9 months of 24/7 alertness without being tired? And I'm not sure. I think I'd probably just keep my schedule that I'm used to now, of just going to bed at crazy times in the morning. That seems to suit me fine. And also, yeah, I'm not sure, because the amount of time that I'd have to spend doing things, if I didn't have to sleep, I'd probably try and do things in the day, and then people might tell me to shut up or something, or they might want to use the computer, or the internet might not be working. You never know during the day as well. So I think this is probably a good time for me just to be able to do things while people are sleeping here in the UK. While everyone else is sleeping, I'm just doing the analysis videos and these live streams and just interacting with everyone, which suits me fine. So I think I'd just rather keep my sleep pattern and schedule that I've got, because I've pretty much got it down to a daily occurrence, or at least a daily schedule of waking up, having breakfast, getting into comments, and that'll see me pretty much all the way through to starting the research or seeing on the list what's going to be next. And then once I know who it is, which band it is, which artist, then I get into the research, and then that takes me all the way up to the video. And also in the research I go through the chords and the guitar and check out ranges of vocalists, all that kind of stuff. And then by the time I get to that, it'll then be time to set everything up, start recording, then do the editing, then do the compressing, do the rendering, do the uploading, sometimes do the blocking, so then start again and do the rendering again, and yeah, do the uploading, the compressing, and go through the whole process again, which is annoying sometimes because then it is a very late night when the videos start to get blocked because I have to re-edit it all and it takes another hour and a half roughly. So it's usually very early, not very late, because the sun is coming out and then I'm trying to go to bed. But it's something that I'm used to, and fortunately last night, it was just a straight up video that I could release, and that was Barbra Streisand. So that is great because I always get the monetization ineligibility. Try and say that quickly 10 times. But I normally get that on every video. So as soon as that comes up, that means it's all good because the ad revenue is going to the artist or the record label that owns it, and it means it's not going to get blocked. So that's great. When obviously most YouTubers will say, oh, I'm not getting paid for it. What a nightmare. I want to get money for my videos. Whereas I'm just happy if the video goes out. I don't care that I don't get the money. I just want people to see the video and appreciate the artistry and appreciate the analysis as well. Get into what's going on with that particular artist or band. So as soon as I see that $ with a strike through it, that's good because that's not the blocked sign. I can deal with that. The blocked sign is just like an eye, like a human eye that has a cross over it and it's red. It means that nobody can see the video that you've just made, which is a bit of a pain sometimes, but last night's was all good. So thank you so much for that, Linda. A very long answer to your question. And Stephen has donated $2. Thank you for this, Stephen. And the message is cool. And it looks like he might be doing some rock horns, but it is hard to tell. And Deborah has donated $10. Thank you so much for that, Deborah. The message is for more orange squash. And I think I've got quite a lot of orange squash at the moment, but I will have to check those supplies and that could come in handy. Thank you for that, Deborah. And Teacherman1955 has donated $5. Thank you for this. The message is, hi Phil, I saw that Paris Nord is on YouTube. Sounded good as always. Spike those likes to 300. Everybody rock with some rock horns and some guitars. And again, the black on black musical notation. But thank you so much for that. And I think Paris Nord might be on YouTube somewhere. I think it's definitely on Patreon. I'm not sure whether it's a public video. And I haven't yet released the lyric video of it that I did a couple of weeks ago now. I've played it a couple of times on the live streams, so hopefully that will be on YouTube at some point in the future. I think it might be a case of, instead of an analysis video, just releasing a lyric video such as Hero. I don't think is on the YouTube public list of videos, and definitely that Paris Nord one, the lyric video, isn't public yet. So I've got a couple of videos that I might release in the future at some point to make them public, but they're definitely over on Patreon. But thank you so much for that, Teacherman1955. And Jeannie has donated $5. Thank you for that, Jeannie. The message is, I just ordered my mask, rock with a heart as well. Thank you for that, Jeannie. Thank you everyone for buying the merchandise underneath this video, and over on Teespring it is massively appreciated. You can pick yourself up a mug or a t-shirt, whatever you want, a mask now. My mask is on the way. So obviously maybe for presenting a live stream is not going to work so well, but I can potentially model it and then take it off if it does arrive soon. But thank you so much, Jeannie, for ordering a Wings of Pegasus mask. And Franco has donated $5 again. Thank you, Franco. The message is, pub opening fund was in back of bouncing patrol car. Ha! So thank you for that, Franco. And the pub opening fund, I don't really go to pubs myself. I used to go to them a lot to play, but not necessarily to drink, and I'm not a big drinker. Orange squash is what I'm all about, and water and just fruit juice. I've never really liked the taste of alcohol. I don't know why, it's just something that I just don't like. So it's probably good that I don't like it, because it's a lot healthier just to have water and orange squash, and probably a lot better for the overall fat percentage as well. So I've got an advantage on that side of things with not liking alcohol. But thank you for that, Franco. And Yurosh has donated $10, and the message is more Rush. So thank you for that. And yeah, I think at some point in the future, Rush will be back on the channel at some point. I know that I've got maybe 2 videos, possibly 3, with the Neil Peart video that I did after his sad passing. So that's up there. I think maybe 2 or 3 are there already, but I haven't done anything Rush related in a while. So it might be one of those that I do revisit in the future, and definitely worth a look from every perspective, technically and just musically, all over the board. But thank you so much for that donation. And Ginger Duran has donated $5. Thank you for that. The message is, hi Phil, I loved the Barbra Streisand analysis, so interesting, with the smiley face. So thank you for that. And unfortunately I didn't have time to get into the background, because the video was already almost 20 minutes, like 19 minutes or something like that, in order to cover all of the technique and stuff going on. But it's interesting the way that Barbara spells her name. And well, it's Barbara without that extra A, because she was told to change her name, because that's what everybody did, but then she didn't want to change her name, so then she did change her name, but only in spelling, so that she changed her name to a stage name that sounded exactly the same as her name. And that was just her way of saying to people that I'm not going to change my name. But she did that as, I think, a little protest about everyone telling her to do so. But there you go. But all of this background information and her career and everything and the acting, I didn't have a chance to get into, but maybe I can cover that in the future. Thank you for that donation. And Laurie is in the house, of course, moderating from the start, and has donated $5. Thank you for that, Laurie. The message is, Phil, wish a happy birthday to Karen, aka Glam Gal. It was yesterday, with a birthday cake, and there's some party popper things going off and a present as well. So thank you for that, Laurie, and a happy birthday to Karen from yesterday. And I am going to play the request that Karen put in for the cover video, which is going to be To Be With You by Mr. Big, my version of it. So that is for Karen and her birthday, which was yesterday. Maybe we'll just jump straight into this, because it's quite a good spot to throw it in there, because we now know who it's for. And I hope you had a great day, Karen, and I'm sure everybody else wishes that for you in the live chat room as well. Let's get this up on screen. It's going to be my version of To Be With You by Mr. Big, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
Hold on, little girl, show me what he's done to you. Stand up, little girl, a broken heart can't be that bad when it's through, it's through. Love will twist the both of you. So come on, baby, come on over, let me be the one to show you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside I hope you feel it too. Feel it too. Waiting on a line of greens and blues, just to be the next to be with you. Build up your confidence so you can be on top for once. Wake up, who cares about little boys that talk too much? And I've seen it all go down. Your game of love was all rained out. So come on, baby, come on over, let me be the one to hold you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside I hope you feel it too. Feel it too. Waiting on a line of waiting on the line, just to be the next to be with you. Why be alone? when it's through, love will twist the both of you. So come on, baby, come on over. Let me be the one to show you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. I'm the one. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Waited on a line, waited on the line, just to be the next to be with you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Waiting on a line, waiting on a line, yeah, just to be the next to be with you. Just to be the next to be with you.
And there we have it. That was my cover of the Mr. Big classic. And I just noticed that I was actually chewing gum while I was singing that at the end, but I wasn't chewing while I was singing, which is something that I did say in answer to a question when somebody said about chewing gum. Just goes to prove that I did do it at some point. I just didn't realize that I was chewing gum, and it would have been between the vocal phrases. I don't think I was chewing, but at the end I then relaxed and started chewing. But anyway, thank you guys for the kind words in the live chat room while that was playing, and that was for Karen's birthday yesterday. We also have, I think, Mario in the house in that live chat room, so everybody say a huge hello to Mario, unless I am otherwise mistaken. I think I did see him in there somewhere. His name was mentioned, but let's get the super chat window up on screen because we have had a few more donations. So thank you guys so much for this. It is Marge that came in with a $2 donation. So thank you for that, Marge, and it is a straight up donation without a message. And Empress Mermaid has donated $5, and the message is rock with some mermaids, so thank you for that. Deborah has donated $5. Thank you for that, Deborah. And this is where Deborah has said Mario is in the house. So thank you for letting me know that, Deborah. And also Ken has donated $5. Thank you for this, Ken. The message is, hello Phil, do you know where most of your viewers are from? The UK, USA, Australia, etc. with some rock horns. And I don't really look into it too much, but just because of all of the interactions that I have, I know that there are a lot in the USA. I think it's maybe 75%, something like that. It might even be a little bit higher than that, but from going on views of my videos, they do break it down in the analytics, but I'm not very good at getting into all of that. I just do my videos, and whoever watches them, great. And I think it's about 75% USA, and then lots of other places, maybe 10% of the UK, and then lots of other European countries. And I think the countries obviously that don't speak, like I get a little bit from Brazil, for example, but I think they don't really understand the videos, but some people that do speak English over there might watch it. I have people in Sweden and Norway, which is cool, France, Germany, Italy, and these are all places that I have sent off CDs. So my album is all over the world. I'm just trying to think of, obviously I have sent a lot to the USA as well, and I have sent to Brazil. I'm trying to think, Iceland as well, lots of different countries, too many for me to remember off the top of my head, but yes, I spend a long time just packaging up and sending off my CDs and signing them as well. So thank you guys. If you have purchased a CD from my website, that is massively appreciated as well. So back to the super chat window, because we've also had a donation from Stephen, who has donated again $5. Thank you for that. The message is good job, with a cat doing a thumbs up. And Beanie Angela is in the house again. Angela, thank you for joining us tonight. It is a donation of $4.99, and the message is face mask looks very cool. Ordered and will let you know when it arrives. So thank you for that, Angela. And if you guys want to order a mask over on Teespring, you can do, and then take a picture of yourself, why not, and upload it to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, and I will take the pictures from there. And maybe in the future we can have a little bit of a spotlight on you guys, which always makes the live streams more interesting than just looking at me the whole time, but we can get you guys on screen modeling your face masks. So we will have that hopefully in the future. And King Nero has donated $5. Thank you for that. The message is, sometime can you demonstrate the guitar licks to Colin Hayes' Overkill? Thanks. So thank you for that donation. And it tends to be the case that if I'm analysing a song, then I sometimes play the riff and play the chords. I don't really do instructional videos and break down a whole song, because it'll probably take a very long time, because I do go into quite a lot of detail. I want to make sure people play the song exactly right, especially when I see other people teaching songs on the internet and they haven't quite got it as it is. I'm kind of a bit of a stickler for details on those kind of things, so an instructional video would probably go into quite a lot of detail, whereas I want to still kind of do a video every night. And if I can get a video done in between 6 and 11 hours, then I can fit it into my daily schedule, whereas I think getting into more detail will be something that would then infringe upon being able to do a video every single day. But thank you so much for that message and the donation. And John has donated $10. Thank you for this, John. And the message is, thank you for the Charlie Daniels tribute. Great musician, great songwriter, but even better man. Rest in peace, Charlie. So thank you for that, John. And I'm sure everybody else in the live chat room really does echo those sentiments. So thank you, John, for that message. And no problem for the video. It's something that was requested a lot, and one of those videos that I think is just good to do, just to put it out there and appreciate one of his performances. And also, something that I didn't mention in the video about playing the fiddle is the accuracy that you need in order to play it. There's no frets on a fiddle, so getting those notes exactly spot on is so difficult. And when you put all of the expression and the way that Charlie threw that in there, but also putting on the show, it's such an entertaining thing to watch, and it does fly under the radar. Just the difficulty of getting that thing to sound good in the first place, with the vibrato as well. He just was all over it. Well, he was a multi-instrumentalist, so he was very good at everything. Banjo, mandolin, you name it. If it had strings, he could just get it to sing. But thank you so much for that donation. And Kay has donated $5. Thank you for that, Kay. The message is, fun fact, Pete Townsend was the first musician to smash a guitar on stage. The first time was an accident. The other 35 times was on purpose. So thank you for that, Kay. And this is something that I saw in an interview. They said about smashing up their gear on stage, and it went down really well, so they did it at the next gig, and they were making a massive loss at each gig because they were smashing up their equipment. They had to buy new equipment, and they weren't making the amount that they were losing by smashing up their equipment. But fortunately, more and more people started coming along to where they then broke even, so then they could break their instruments and break even, and then they were making a profit even with breaking their instruments. But anyway, thank you for that, Kay. And Orlando has donated $5. Hello, Orlando. Thank you for joining us tonight. I don't know why I said that in a weird accent, but it's a $5 donation. The message is, the Mr. Big cover was awesome. It was one of my younger sister's favorites. Spike the likes with some rock horns. So thank you for those kind words, and a great idea from Orlando. It's now 20 to 12 here in the UK. The time is escaping somehow. It always seems to. But thank you for that suggestion. And let's have a plug of the mug as well. You can pick up one of these in the tray underneath this video if you want to spike the likes and then drink from a Spike the Likes mug. And thank you everyone who has purchased a mug to put your favorite beverage in on these live streams. So just have a look at the likes counter. We are at 230, so we'll see if we can get a spike of those thumbs up. And we've got 20 more likes to go to hit my target for tonight. I know that some people were throwing in there the rumor of trying to hit 300 for tonight, but my target is 250. So hopefully we can get to that. We need 19 more people to hit that thumbs up. And then if we find that, then we've got to try and find 50 more people somewhere. But maybe they will be here somewhere in the future. But we will get back into this super chat window because there has been a $20 donation from Urosh again. Thank you for that. The message is, great cover, Wings. Have you seen Tyler Warren's cover? ? And I don't think I have yet, if it is of the same song, but I will check that out after the live stream. So thank you for that donation and the link as well. And Carl is in the house again and has donated $5. Thank you for this, Carl. We all know what this is for. It's for the Cross the Pond Fund. Distracted viewing tonight, live concert going on with Southside Johnny at a drive-in. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. So thank you for that, Carl. And this is something that we don't really do here in the UK, having a drive-in cinema or performance, music performance. And I guess with everything that's happening at the moment, just staying within your car and attending a gig would be great. Just roll down your window a bit and just get into it and recline the chair, have your snacks there. Yeah, sounds good to me. But thank you so much for that, Carl. And Carl's attention is slightly wayward tonight, half on the live stream and half on the Southside Johnny gig as well. But thank you for that, Carl. The message is now coming in from Tim, and this is a $5 donation. Thank you for this, Tim. The message is, I did it, Phil. I just ordered your CD Persistence. I'm looking forward to it. So thank you for that, Tim, for purchasing the CD. It is much appreciated. And Paul has donated $5 again. Thank you, Paul. The message is, thank you for the excellent work you do. Emmy Sunshine when possible. Thank you. So thank you for that, Paul. And this is still, Emmy has got to be coming up soon on the channel. I did say this ages ago, but I think I greatly underestimate the length of the request list that I have. There are quite a lot on there, but it's got to be soon that Emmy Sunshine will be on the channel. And this is the other thing that I did have a comment earlier where somebody said about Barbra Streisand. It was something like, I'm out, or I can't exactly remember what it is. I'm unsubscribing. It was something like that just because it was Barbra Streisand. And this is something that on the channel that I get a lot of requests. So it means that sometimes I'll probably be looking at an artist that somebody hasn't listened to before or might not even like their music. But the point of the analysis is that I'm not judging artists on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm pointing out things about an artist that any other artist can potentially learn from. And this is something that I think is really important. If you are an artist yourself, don't just throw away listening to a particular artist because you think it's uncool or it doesn't fit in the genre that you like. For example, if you are singing hard rock and you might watch Barbra Streisand and take one of her techniques, such as vocal fry. Vocal fry is such a great way to start edging in clean distortion, well, clean notes to begin with. If you can get a clean note out of your vocal fry, then that is great vocal technique. But then if you want to add a little bit of distorted sound to your voice without wrecking your vocal cords, you can use vocal fry for that. So you can take techniques from Barbra Streisand for hard rock, even metal if you want to, because it's a vocal technique. So don't just totally disregard somebody because you think they're not cool. You can learn something from everybody in the music industry, and that is exactly what all the top artists do. They analyze so many different artists that they listened to when they were growing up. You'll never see any top artist give one reference as an influence on their music, and they said, I listened to that person and that was it. They usually have a favorite, but then they listen to loads of other artists and just cherry pick different techniques and stylizations that they like the sound of. And when you roll that all into your own sound, that's what makes you unique as an artist, and it gives you great stylization in your own way. So anyway, that is something that I've got to address. I didn't get to that comment in order to reply to it. I just read it earlier, but just something I want to throw out there. Anyway, hopefully I'm not just babbling on, but we've had another donation from Stephen. Thank you for this. And it's a $1.99 donation and a thumbs up. And Jeannie has donated $2.22. And the message is, we're at 222 likes as of now. And now we're at 246. So thank you for that, Jeannie. And if you can hit that thumbs up, guys, it would be massively appreciated. It helps this channel to grow and this live stream to get out there as well. So we have Ray in the house as well. Thank you for this, Ray, a donation of $100. The message is, do you know that you are approaching 1,000 videos? You have a wealth of knowledge to share. Every day you share something new with us. Thank you, exclamation mark. So thank you for that donation, Ray, and the kind words. And I do know that I've done a lot of videos. I'm not really counting them. I thought it was maybe around 700, but maybe it's closer to 1,000. I think the analysis videos might be around 700, but I know that there are a lot of other performance videos on here and covers as well, and original songs, lyric videos, song videos, original music videos. So yeah, there are quite a few videos. I'll have to check, but thank you, Ray, for updating me on the video count. I know that if somebody wanted to do a long session of watching analysis videos from the first one to the last one, it will take a very long time. That's all I know, because it's over 700 videos now. But thank you, Ray, so much for that. And Christine has donated $20. Thank you for this, Christine. And the message is, you are amazing, with a guy dancing and taking his hat off. It looks like he's got a walking stick as well. So thank you for that, Christine. And Bill has donated $10. Thank you for this, Bill. The message is, Phil, your Facebook team is awesome. Rock, with lots of exclamation marks. So thank you for that, Bill. And a quick shout out to the Wings of Pegasus supporters page over on Facebook, because all of you guys over there, you know who you are, that keep that all running so smoothly. And also, especially after the whole hacking thing that you guys went through and then got it back up online and now just steaming forward. And it's so much more secure now over on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook. So you guys can head over there and join up with the conversations going on a daily basis, and also after these live streams where Vince hosts the after party. But thank you, Bill, for that donation. And Orlando has donated up again, or donated $10 again. And I read the word up from, I must clear up my catching up comment from the last live stream. I'm trying to catch up on your most recent analysis videos. I just watched your analysis video of Stevie Wonder. Great job. So thank you for that, Orlando. And there were a lot of ups in that, but we got there in the end. Thank you for that donation. And King Nero has donated $5 again. Thank you so much for this. And the message is, just giving a shout out to the Boomtown Rats. Miss them a bunch. So thank you for that, King Nero, the donation again. And we are going to be getting into the next video soon, I promise. But just to quickly get through these donations, Orlando has donated again, and it is for $5. The message is, Stevie Wonder still used all his talents despite being blind. Now he is a music legend. Superstition can also be played on hard rock stations. And this is it. Superstition is just a classic riff. As soon as you bust that out on any instrument, everybody knows within a bar what you're playing. So what a great riff in that song. But thank you, Orlando, for that. And Karen has donated $5. Thank you for this, Karen, and happy birthday again. Hi, Phil. I truly appreciate your playing my request for my birthday. Your cover of To Be With You brought me to tears. Happy tears. Thanks, Karen. So thank you, Karen, for that. And there's no need to cry. It's absolutely fine. We're all just having a great time on a Saturday night. And Michaeline's in the house as well. Hello, Michaeline. And this is a donation of $4.99. Thank you for that. The message is, I don't always enjoy the music choices, but I always enjoy your analysis. So thank you for that, Michaeline. And this is the thing that, yeah, there will be some, obviously I'm taking requests from everybody who's into all kinds of music, and this is it. There will occasionally be a lot of different artists that come along, and you might like them, you might not like them, and it pretty much ranges all over the place on the channel. But that's why I enjoy the whole analysis thing, because you can analyze every genre. Every genre, there's always something in there that you can pick out, and pretty much with every genre, the top bands who go on to sell millions of records are all doing a lot of things in common, and you'll start to notice that hopefully with the analysis videos as well. But thank you for that. And Ray has donated $15 again. Thank you for that, Ray. The message is 997 videos right now, and yeah, it is going to take me years to analyze them all. So thank you for that, Ray. I'm not sure if the live streams count, so maybe when this is finished, we'll be 2 away from 1,000, and then by the next live stream, we will be on 1,000. So, because something happens every night here on the channel, that's how we roll. And Paul has donated again. Thank you for this, Paul, and it's $5. The message is just because you are a kind and caring person. So thank you for those kind words, Paul. And Thomas has donated $5 as well. Thank you for this, Thomas. The message is, Phil, what's the difference in engineering and producing a record or album? Thanks. So the difference between engineering and producing, the engineer organizes everything for setting up the recording studio, setting up the whole session. So it means getting all your XLR leads set up, getting your mixing desk set up, getting all the wires where they need to go. And producing is something that comes in after you've recorded everything and start to mix and put the song together, so that you're trying to get the sound to improve from that live take to now a more produced sound. For example, adding effects such as reverb, delay, compression on vocals, all that kind of stuff is a producing job, and the engineering job is just setting everything up so that it's all going to go seamlessly within the recording. You also do get in engineers who do produce as well. They might do the engineering, setting everything up for you, and then they'll record everything, and then they will produce as well afterwards. But sometimes you just literally get an engineer who might even start the digital audio workstation, the DAW, like Logic, for example, if you use that, and Cubase is another one. You've got GarageBand. I'm not going to start listing all of the DAWs that you can use, but the engineer can sit down and record everything, get it all organized, and then once everything's recorded, the producer now sits in the seat and starts to produce and get that final polished sound. Once the production's finished, that's where the mastering guy comes and sits in the same seat, and now he masters the final product. And this is something that mastering, in my view, is a totally different art form. So I tend to outsource mastering and just do all of the engineering, producing, mixing myself, and then get it mastered by somebody else, because I think once you've spent so long producing your own song, it's really difficult to look at it objectively or hear it objectively, because you're so used to the way that it sounds. Whereas when you give it to somebody else, they just hear it new. The first time they hear it, that's the first time they've heard it. Well, they do hear it, obviously, and then master it. So that's the way that I go through it. But that is it. So you've got the engineer, producer, and then the masterer as well, who gets involved. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Thomas. And Amy has donated $9.99 as well, and this is a message that says, thanks Phil, with some rock horns and a guitar. So thank you for that, Amy. So we are going to be jumping into the next video, and somehow, I don't know why, this got requested so many times over on Patreon, and this is going to be the fault of Kevin, Mona, Deborah, Mary, Lynn, and Joan, who all requested That's Metal to My Ears. So it's going to get us showing a little bit earlier in the live stream than normal. So just if you are weak of heart or of a weak disposition, then look away now, because it's me running around London with my top off. And this was, I don't know why this was requested so much today, but here we go. This is That's Metal to My Ears. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys afters. Let's see if we can get a spike of the like, and I will see you guys afters this. we'll see how many we can get from the beginning of this video to the end of the video. We're at 264 at the moment, so we're looking for 36 people out there somewhere in the live chat room to hit that thumbs up. We'll see where we end up. But I'll catch you guys after this. Rock. And there we have it. That was my song called That's Metal to My Ears. And thank you guys in a way for requesting that over on Patreon. And we did have a little bit of action in the super chat window, so we're going to be jumping into that while that video was playing. And we are up to 271 likes by the looks of it. So it is now 1 AM here in the UK, so we're going to have to start rolling on with this live stream, because as we know, after one, things can start to go wrong. I was going to say the gremlins come out, but we will hopefully not have any gremlins. We'll see if we can race up to 300 before we have the end of the live stream. I am going to try and play the final video of the night, but we will get into this super chat window first. So thank you guys for all of the donations tonight. It is massively appreciated. And I just want to make sure that I don't miss any here. And Lucy has donated. Oh, here we go. I'm going to need to scroll up a bit. So it is Amy who donated. So thank you for that, Amy. And then King Nero donated underneath that. And the message with that in is a $5 donation. Thank you again. The message is recognizing our mods for being great dragon slayers and keeping the trolls at bay. So yeah, massive shout out to the moderators in the house there for doing such a great job in these live streams and keeping it such a cool place to be. And thank you, King Nero, as well, for drawing attention to the moderators. And they are the people in the live chat room who have the wrench next to their name. So if you wonder what that is, if you haven't been on the live stream before, those are the moderators who look after everything in there. So thank you for that. And Lucy has donated $9.99 as well. The message is, bye Phil and fellow wingers, thanks for another great stream. Please stay safe, stay healthy and stay sane. We'll be joining Tuesday. 30 thumbs up for 300. We can do it. Rock horns, heart and peace. So now it is 22 for 300 likes. So thank you for that, Lucy, and for hitting the thumbs up, everybody in that live chat room tonight. And Lucy started that saying bye Phil, so bye Lucy. I'll see you on Tuesday. And Tuesday, by the way, if you don't know, I also live stream then as well, same time, same place. So if you're around there, it'd be good to see you. And Stephen has donated $5 again. And the message is, just joined Patreon. So thank you so much for that, Stephen. I always go over to Patreon after these live streams as well, so I will see you over there. I'll probably send you a message as well, but thank you so much for that. It is much appreciated. And Robin has donated $10. Thank you for this, Robin. The message is, hi Phil, I find people like Ringo and Paul to be inspiring. Who among today's musicians do you find inspiring, not just musically, but as human beings? And this is something that I tend to lean more towards artists who are similar in the way that I approach things. I mean, the way that I approach things is literally doing everything myself. So somebody like Ed Sheeran, who I have mentioned before on the channel, who couldn't sing, and there are videos and recordings of him not being able to sing, and as a young guy, I say young guy, probably very early teens, he just worked at it and learned to sing, and that's something that I went through as well. And he used to busk and just worked on his performance day in, day out, learned to play the guitar to the point where he's then one of the biggest selling artists in the world, coming from that point at which he was learning to sing and then would play at gigs, and he wouldn't get any interest at his gigs. He'd take his CDs along and he'd try and sell them to people after he'd been playing. So it's something that I definitely can relate to, having your merch desk set up and trying to get people to come and watch you and hope that they do buy a t-shirt or a CD. So yeah, I mean, from the UK, that's somebody that I know his story pretty well, so it's very easy for me to draw a parallel with him. And obviously he's a huge artist now, but I know that when he was wanting to get signed, nothing happened and nobody was attending his gigs. It's only when he thought, oh, I'm just not going to bother, I'm just going to make my own CDs, if anybody buys them then great, but I'm just going to play the gigs. That's when he started to get the interest, where he didn't really care anymore, he was just doing it himself. So it's that approach of being proactive yourself to just try and make the most out of your own music and most out of yourself that you can, because I think the world is such a difficult place for everybody. You've really just got to take everything on your own back and just plow forward and just try your best at everything that you do, and don't rely on anybody else to make you into a success. Just do everything you can to make yourself into a success, and if you put in the hours and you really concentrate on it and you make yourself the best you can be at every department of what you're trying to excel in, then you will succeed. I'm a firm believer in that. But thank you so much for that donation, Robin. And Amy has donated $4.99. Thank you for this. And it says, Glyn Johns' book, Soundman, great info and stories on engineering and producing. So thank you for that, Amy, the donation, and also that reference. And Linda has donated $5. Thank you for that, Linda. And the message is, Phil, you seem to do everything so well. What, if anything, are you freakishly bad at? And I don't really know. I don't cook a lot. That's something that I'm not sure that I'm bad at it, because I haven't really tried enough to know if I'm bad or good at cooking. But I'm pretty sure I could follow a recipe if I had it written down and just had all the measurements. So that's something that I don't really do. Anything that I'm not good at, I think I've got a personality where I try to get good at it. It's something that as soon as I get my teeth into something, I've got to learn how to do it reasonably well. And that goes for sports as well. I used to play a lot of football. That was my main sport. But then maybe trying to get better at playing tennis, which I haven't played in years. But if I did start playing tennis, then I would start working at getting better at tennis. Golf as well. I can really relate to Alice Cooper and playing golf, because if I had more time, that is probably something that I would get into playing a lot more of, because it is fine motor skills. In exactly the same way that playing the guitar is, it's just a lot of practice, tiny little changes in order to improve the way that you play. So that is something as well that, I mean, golf, I'm not freakishly bad at it, but I'm not as good as I want to be, and I think that is always dangerous, and every guitarist will tell you that they're not as good as they want to be. So it's that dangerous place to be where you just want to learn as much as possible and you just keep on pushing forward. I think golf is one of those games that I would really fall down the rabbit hole with, but maybe that will happen in the future and I'll disappear from the channel because I'm trying to get better at golf. But at the moment we're absolutely fine, and I'm still going to be doing this and the live streams and interacting with you guys, and we'll leave golf for another time. But thank you, Linda, for that. And answering that question, I don't know if I'm freakishly bad at anything. If I have tried something that I'm freakishly bad at, I was bad at when the game came out for Guitar Hero, where you had to push the buttons. I just couldn't get my head around that, trying to push the buttons, because sometimes the notes that were higher up were lower buttons on the guitar, and I couldn't get my head around that because I wanted to go to where the notes were, especially if I already knew how to play the solo in real life. Pressing the button, and I'd say, well, no, the note's not there. The note is higher up the fretboard on this silly little plastic toy. I'd say, yeah, but it should be up here. Of course, by the time you're saying that, you're missing all the hit points, and I was really bad at that game. So I just then went to the real guitar and just thought, I'm destined not to be good at that game. But anyway, thank you so much for that donation. And Orlando has donated again underneath this. So thank you for this, Orlando. It's $5. And the message is, awesome video. Do you use predominantly free weights when training, or do you prefer machine and cable movements? So we're getting into fitness again, and today has been a workout day for me, and I think I'm about 4 weeks into my program. What I tend to do is, to begin with, if I'm just looking to put on as much muscle mass with as little time as possible, then I go for quite large compound movements, and I tend to also pair up the muscle groups into pushing away and pulling towards. So just to simplify that, it means, for example, today I've been doing triceps, chest as well, which are pushing away muscles, and that's pretty much it. Shoulders as well, I tend to throw in with chest and triceps. And then in the other session, I'll be doing back and biceps, all the pulling towards motions, you know, just the single arm rows, all that kind of stuff, pull-ups, and all of those pulling towards motions. I tend to just set it up in that way so that when I am doing, for example, today, chest, pushing away is going to be a secondary muscle of your tricep that's your, well, I'm sure you guys already know this, or maybe you don't if you don't work out, but you can pretty much do twice the work by combining that bench press with then your tricep extension, for example, because it means that your tricep is getting a double whammy of workout within a workout. And that's why I only do triceps, chest, biceps, back once a week. I just do it once for about half an hour, and I only do the maximum 4 sets on one muscle group. So just those 4 sets once a week, and then you spend the rest of the week for 6 days just having enough protein for those muscles to then develop and get stronger. So then the next time you do it, you're lifting more weight or you're increasing your reps. I tend to just add more weight and try and do the same reps that I did the week before. But anyway, thank you for that, Orlando. And this is always dangerous. The live stream tends to drag on once I start talking about fitness, but let me just bring it back to a spike of the likes. If we do get a chance to hit that thumbs up, be massively appreciated. We've got 8 to hit The live chat room target for tonight, we've already hit my target, so that's great. We got to 250, but we'll see if we can get up to 300 by the end of the live stream, which will be happening soon. And Deborah has donated $5. Thank you for this, Deborah. And the message is, looks cold and rainy there, Phil. Shall I bring something wrap you up in? Girl, I tried to contain myself, but beyond my control. So thank you for that, Deborah. And it's not too bad here. It's not super cold. It's just a nice temperature, which is pretty good for just doing these videos and stuff. Sometimes when it does get too hot, it's a bit awkward. I have to turn on the air conditioning, and sometimes it's a little bit loud. But dare I say that the air conditioning is a godsend when it is really hot, because we never used to be able to have that kind of luxury in the analysis video arena. And that is all down to your support and being able to pay the bills for having air conditioning. It certainly makes it a lot more comfortable here doing videos when it is hot in the summertime. So thank you guys for all of your support, because the difference that you make, I think, probably flies under your radar, because it allows me to do so much and just be more comfortable when I'm making videos and doing these live streams as well. So thank you everyone for that, and Deborah for that donation. And GBG Man has donated 20 something. I'm not sure what that is, but thank you so much for that donation. It's an SEK that I can see. So I'm not sure where to start with that donation and the currency of it. Maybe we can have that explained in the live chat room, but thank you for that donation. The message is for you, Phil, and the amazing people in the chat. So here, thank you for that. And TeacherMan1955 has donated $5. And the message is, Phil, thanks so much for your dose of mental health for all of us. Rock, with some smiley faces and guitars. So thank you, and it's no problem. And it is something that I think personally, if you do find time to do a little bit of exercise, it does help with your mind. Just to not be focusing on anything but trying to shift the weight that's in front of you or hit the particular goal that you're aiming for. And then you feel so much better afterwards, especially, for example, last week when I was exercising, I know for a fact that on my dumbbell flies, which you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but you lie on your back and you push away from yourself. I know that in 1 week, my chest muscle and my triceps can now shift 3 kilograms per arm more than I could last week. So that's 6 kilograms in all. That is, when you analyze it, that's 6 bags of sugar that I wouldn't have been able to move that I now can from 1 week's exercise and then just eating enough protein. So it's something that when you start to physically feel strong and stronger, and you start feeling like, oh yeah, this is what it's all about, and then you just build on those goals. Obviously, you're going to get the diminishing returns as you do progress, but when you first start out, you start to get goals all the time that you can just hit and hit one after the next, and it's definitely good for your mental health to be improving and becoming more healthy, living longer, and just improving the way that your body works in all. But anyway, thank you so much for that donation, and we have had a few more as well. And Mario has donated $200. Thank you so much for that, Mario. A crazy donation. It is massively appreciated. The message is, hi Phil, stuck at home here in Melbourne, Australia due to lockdown again. Live stream with you and all the wingers makes the day so much better, with some smiley faces. So thank you for that, Mario. This is the thing that unfortunately, in places all over the world, I know that the USA are having a hard time at the moment as well. We're lucky here in that I think we just went on the self-isolation and the quarantine. We went down that route, and then after that, we went down the route of the face masks. And it seems to be, fingers crossed, something that has worked. So if your governments are trying to follow the same guidelines, then I'd say just follow it. And you can get yourself a Wings of Pegasus mask now as well. So that's just all good. I'm going to be wearing one of those if I do go out. And I think it's just better to be safe, because it means that if you do have the virus and you don't know, then it really can't get through the mask to be spread to other people, which is such an important part of it. But yeah, it's still a very difficult time all over the world. And fortunately, in the UK, it seems like we're doing okay with it and it's getting under control. But it's just about trying to follow the same principles, the same schedule, and just implementing those things that have worked in other countries where you are, and hopefully it can just get under control relatively soon. But thank you so much for that donation, Mario. And Gypsy Danger has donated $5. Thank you for this. The message is aka Holly. Thanks, Phil. So thanks for that, Holly. And Yarosh has donated $5 again, and this is just a straight up donation, so thank you for that. And Tim has donated $5. Thank you so much for this, Tim. The message is, last month I thought about doing 5 push-ups. This month I'm up to thinking I can do 10. And so I almost coughed there, but I managed to stop. Thank you, Tim, for that donation. And I think there's some dust in this room, but we will continue. It's absolutely fine. I'm going to have a drink of orange squash because it's a great excuse to have some orange squash when you get some dust in your mouth. There we go, and I've still got a bit left. We're okay, but thank you so much for that, Tim. And maybe this month you can do 10. That would be great. And Orlando has donated $2 again. Thank you so much for that. SEK is Swedish krona, so thank you for that. And that is something that maybe I'll be able to remember because that makes sense. I don't know why I couldn't think of that when I was addressing that response or that request earlier, or the donation and the request and the question and the comment all at once. But thank you so much for that, Orlando. And by the way, it looks like we've just passed 303 likes, so thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up and making this not only a target hit for me, but a target hit for the live chat room. It is massively appreciated. It helps this channel to grow and for the live streams to get out there. So thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up. You can still spike the likes if you want to. It's almost 1:20 in the morning here, so we're going to have to rush on with everything. But thank you for that, Orlando. King Nero has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that. The message is, please think on setting up a YouTube membership club. You qualify, I believe, due to subs for that. And the membership thing on YouTube isn't applicable to me because I use other people's material in my videos. If I was just doing videos that didn't look at anything and didn't have the copyright claims on them, then I would be able to do the membership thing. But because all of my videos get copyright claimed and the artist I feature or the publishing company that own the music of what I'm looking at, they take the money for the video. And that's the way that it works. So if I started making money from people giving me their membership fee, for example, using somebody else's material, that's where it doesn't work, or where it's a little bit of a copyright contradiction, because I'm getting something, I'm making money from somebody else's music that I'm analyzing. So unfortunately, that's not the way that it can work on YouTube. But if you do want to get involved over on Patreon, that is something that you can do. And let me get the link up on screen, because patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus, that is effectively the same thing as what would be the YouTube membership. You can go over there and support the channel from the level of foundation and also the music and everything that I do. You can head over there if you want to get involved, and you get your name at the bottom of these live streams as well. And this is another thing that over on Patreon, I know that a lot of people who do lots of other videos do their videos on YouTube, and then they upload a separate video that can be downloaded on Patreon. And that's where things gets a little bit dodgy again from the copyright perspective, because if you host it on YouTube, then the copyright owners are getting the money from YouTube in ad revenue. So that's all covered from the copyright perspective. As soon as you then make a file that people can download, then that's where it's now a little bit wrong, and you shouldn't really be doing that. And I know that a lot of YouTubers that have done that and allow their YouTube videos to be downloaded on Patreon. Everyone who is on Patreon will know that, let me get that off screen. Everyone on Patreon will know that I don't upload MP4s of each video. I just put the YouTube video link on the Patreon site. So it is something that if you do want to get every single video that I make on the YouTube channel, if you are on Patreon, I always have the link to it every night on Patreon, and you'll get an email about that particular video, and it should give you the title of the video as well. But when you click on that, you'll then watch the YouTube video. It's all hosted on YouTube just to keep it straightforward and all the copyright things just really organized. But anyway, thank you so much for that. King Nero, and Joan is in the house and has donated $49.99. Thank you so much for that, Joan. The message is echoing Ray's sentiment. This live chat, or this live stream chat room, wouldn't be such a happy place without our fantastic moderators. Thank you. Massive shout out to the moderators again. Thank you, Joan, for that very kind donation and the kind words as well. And Stephen has donated $2 again. Thank you so much for this, Stephen. And it looks like lots of balls and a cricket bat, maybe, and then maybe a cricket ball as well. I'm going to assume that that is. It could be an apple, but it's got to be a cricket ball after the cricket bat. Thank you for that. Lucy has donated $4.99. Thank you for this, Lucy. The message is, Phil, for a Phil workout video. I've seen it mentioned in the chat. Couldn't resist with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Lucy. And if I turned into some kind of celebrity person that people knew, then everyone tends to do this video thing where they put on lots of weight and then they lose the weight and then they release a video and they say, this is how I lost the weight. And then a year later, they've put on the weight again. So you think, well, what was the point in doing that video? You should really do a video that shows you how to get fit for the rest of your life, so that you're then never in a situation where you go back to where you were before you did the video. Obviously, I know what it is that celebrities jump on the bandwagon and they're offered a fee in order to do it, but they don't really know what they're talking about. But I think maybe in the future, I could release a video for guys. Well, obviously, women can use it as well, but guys, I know for a fact, are so attentive of how to get their bodies in shape for the summer when they hit the beach. And every guy wants a six-pack, and every guy wants a big bicep and tricep and a good chest and great thighs and all this stuff, but they never really know how to do it. And it's something that I know how to do it, and only maybe 1 hour a week that you have to spend doing it, and the rest of it is just your diet. And then if you just spend 8 to 10 weeks doing that, if you're starting from a point of being not really overweight, but having a normal body weight or falling within that normal bracket, then within 8 to 10 weeks, you can totally transform your musculature, the way that you look. And yeah, maybe it's something that in the future, far off in the future, I can do a fitness video just showing guys how to get in shape for the beach look that they're going for. But then also, obviously, all of that information will cross over to women who want to get their beach bodies as well. But obviously, for guys, it's just hitting the heavy weights. That's what's going to have a dramatic effect. But anyway, thank you for that, Lucy. And Marilyn has donated $5. Thank you for this. The message is, Hi Phil, barely made it tonight. When you say getting enough protein, what kind of protein do you eat? With a heart. So pretty much during the day, I just have, for example, tonight I've had loads of stuff. I've had chicken, I've had beef, I had, what else? I can't remember, but there's another group of meat that I had, and I can't remember what it was. But I don't have a lot of it generally. Today was just a one-off. I tend to just have protein, unflavored whey protein shakes. So it's very boring, but it's the way that I hit my protein quota for the day. I generally have maybe 70 or 80 grams of protein a day in my diet. Naturally, maybe a little bit less than that. And then I have 2 or 3 protein shakes of maybe 25 to 30 grams in each of those to hit my kilogram, or my 1 gram per kilogram of body weight. That's what I need to take in protein every day in order for my muscles to grow and not really want any more, or be wanting for more protein. So that's what I do. I don't tend to eat a lot of meat. I did go through a phase of eating lots of chicken and having lots of eggs. But with me, unfortunately, my body just doesn't like eating lots of anything. And as soon as I put too much of one particular food group in my body, it just says, right, I'm not going to actually digest that very well. So I have to mix up my diet anyway, which is probably a good thing. But anyway, thank you for that, Marilyn. And Mona has donated $50. Thank you so much for that, Mona. It's massively appreciated. The message is, hi Phil, please accept this as a bribe to play your cover of Iris in the very near future with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Mona, for that bribe. It is massively appreciated. I'm sure that I can look that one out in the future. And Orlando has donated $5 and says, Pleasant Valley Picker, California stated, copyright contradiction could make a great song, Phil. Brilliant idea. So thank you for that, Orlando. And yes, well, it could be a catchy title. Maybe you guys out there could make up a song called Copyright Contradiction. I don't know. But look, guys, wow, it's almost 1:30 in the morning here. So we're going to have to call it a night now, unfortunately, because after these live streams, I still have lots of stuff that I have to do with the emails that have come in for today, and also check through all of the comments. And I know that actually last night's video got a lot of comments and it's had a lot of views, so I have a lot of those to sift through tonight. Like I said, I do jump over to Patreon after this, so I'll check all of those messages on Patreon, and it's something that at the moment I think pretty much 1:30 is going to be the limit for the live streams, just so I can fit in everything and still get to bed at a reasonable time so that it doesn't then get into the next day. That's unfortunately something that happened earlier this week, where one of my videos got blocked, and then because I spent an hour and a half redoing it, it meant that I was an hour and a half later to bed, which meant I got up an hour and a half later, and then the next video took an hour and a half past where I should have been. So yeah, it's just keeping everything rolling along. So we're going to have to call this to an end now. But thank you guys so much for joining me in the live chat room. All of the super chat donations is massively appreciated and just helps me to keep everything running. Massive shout out to the moderators on the live stream tonight. We've got Carla in there, Laurie and Neil as well. Thank you guys for making this whole live stream and the whole live chat room such a great place to be, and allowing it to really roll on unhindered. So it is massively appreciated. If you are watching this in the future, you can still hit that thumbs up and it all counts. We're at 307 at the end of this live stream. Obviously, if you're watching this in the future, it's not going to be live, so you're not going to be able to see your live chat room comment on screen. But just quickly before we finish, we have another donation that's just come in from Urosh again. $5. Thank you for this. And the message is, be sure to check out Tyler Warren, cut from the same cloth as you. So thank you for that. And I definitely will. I'll scroll back up to that link that you left earlier with that early donation. So we are going to be calling it a night now for this live stream. I think I've pretty much covered what I was going to say. I know that I've blabbered on about lots of different things, and we've covered a lot of fitness tonight as well. But Orlando's donated again right at the end, $5. Thank you for this, Orlando. The message is, thank you for another fantastic live stream. You rock, with lots of rock horns. And you guys, I will see you live again on Tuesday night. If you are available, I will be here the same time, the same place, as I will always be on a Tuesday and a Saturday, and I'm going to be doing a new analysis video tomorrow night and Monday night as well. So I'll see you guys in the comment section of that as well. So thank you guys for your company tonight. Try and stay safe and wear those masks if that's what you're being told to do by the governments, depending on where you are. But it's a great excuse just to get a Wings of Pegasus mask as well. It makes total sense from every single angle to get the Wings of Pegasus mask going. As I said, I'll try and model one if it does arrive at some point on the live stream. Maybe it will arrive before Tuesday, fingers crossed, but we will see. So self-isolate as well, guys. Try and stay safe, and I'll see you guys same time, same place on Tuesday night, and in the live stream comment section, the super chat window obviously up on screen. Head over now to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group if you want to. Vince should be over there hosting the after party. You can get involved there, and I'll see you guys at the next live stream and in the comment section of the next analysis video. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll catch you later. Rock!